Yo, what is up, Bat Gang? It is Neek. This is Batcave Gaming, and I'm sticking to my word for you guys. Here's the video you guys asked for after my last commentary, and it's going to be about the broken cameras in Black Ops 2, the lag compensation in Black Ops 2, the networking issues, and my real guide to help you improve it. And this is kind of a response also after Tmartn made his video where he talked to a Treyarch developer. I think his name was Alex, and he pretty much, went into why the game lags, how to improve, yada yada yada. But we're gonna get into that about in this video. But that video was kind of bullshit. Not on Tmartn's part, it was on Alex's part for sure. I felt like he kind of led Tmartn astray or something, because I think Tmartn makes good videos. He spends time on his videos that he makes, and he deserves his near 1 million subscribers. But the video that he made was I kind of felt he got scammed by this Treyarch developer. And not saying this Treyarch developer is bad or anything. I know he does his job good, because Black Ops is a good game, it's a solid game. But just with what he said was kind of bullshit. And I'm going to get into this and tell you guys why. So, first, before we get started in this video will help you enjoy the game a lot more. I will guarantee you that it'll be more consistent for sure. But you guys got to remember, this isn't like Space Jam where all the Looney Tunes ate or drank the water and it was like magic juice or whatever. You're not going to turn to superheroes on this game. There is still fuckery in this game, and it'll get you screwed over. So before I get started on this video, I want to show you guys the broken cameras. And if you guys might have remembered, Grind was one of the maps that they said it's going to be good because it's curved. There's not going to be curved bullets and all this stuff, yada yada yada. Well, I'm going to show you 3 clips on this map, and I can find a bunch of places on this map where you'll experience the same issue. It's more in the game that Black Ops 2 is than just one map. So let's go check out these other clips. So this is just me chilling 2-player offline and showing you some broken cameras. So this is one right here. I always like to go to that spot where number 2 is at, but I learned that people can see you and sneak up on you from this other side. So you definitely want to stay away from it, so that's a little quick tip. But this is an example of a broken camera. You cannot see the other person, but they can see you. So they have so much more time to react and shoot at you than you would be able to shoot at them. So because of all these broken cameras, this is a lot of times how people get confused and thinking they're getting lag compensated. And it could be a combination of both, to be honest. But this is another spot on Grind that is complete bullshit, if I say so myself. The guy on top should be able to have a better view. That's just physics. He should be able to see them. If I can look you in the eyes, you should be able to look me in the eyes. That's how it works. And as if you look at the kill cam, you're not going to see him at all in the kill cam, and you're just dead. And that's another unfortunate thing about Black Ops 2. So this and lag combines it to seem so much worse. And as I tell you guys, I'm not moving in these clips, so this is a big deal. It gets stressed even more when you are moving. And in this next clip, you're going to see me in a curved angle spot, which supposedly is supposed to be a great thing about this map, but it still had these issues where one person can see the other person. So another broken camera. You can find these all over any map. This is worse than head glitching, because in head glitching you can at least see them a little bit. It's going to be hard to spot them out, but in these you can't. They're going to see you first. They're going to have way more time to react than you, which makes you pretty much lose most of those gunfights when those broken camera angles are not on your side. And it really sucks. It really does. So the biggest tip I have before I get into this video even further, right off the bat, is fuck port forwarding. We've been told forwarding your ports, getting your NAT type open is really good because you'll get a solid connection to the host or chance to get host. And we all did it in Modern Warfare 3. We all did it in Black Ops 2. And there wasn't a difference in the connection. And this will explain why. So in Tmartn's video, he said, he explained why you get shot around corners. And he did a really good job explaining it, even though the main things were wrong in that video. And I blame the Treyarch developer for that, because that's who we got the information from. And that was that technically when you get shot around the corner, like the easiest way to explain it, when you get shot around the corner, the person who's shooting you and kills you around the corner, they have a worse connection than you. No other way about it. They have a worse connection than you. And you guys are probably thinking that shouldn't be a big deal. If I have a better connection than them, I should be winning that gunfight. There shouldn't be any reason for this. Well, I'll go to explain why and how this happens. So, when you're playing a game, or when you're playing Modern Warfare 3, it's set up where someone is picked as host with the best connection, right? So how it works is if me and me number 2 get into a gunfight, but neither of us are host, how it works is my internet connection has to send the right networking packets to the host. The host sends that to player number 2. Player number 2 sends it back to host. So that's a lot of processing just to do a little gunfight. And this can be for anything. When you throw a grenade, when you throw a shock charge, you throw a stun, when you just shoot your bullet once. This is how it works. It's all that back and forth process. So if I have a great connection, so my connection is 50 up, 10 down, which is pretty good. You would figure I shouldn't have any problems at all when I play this game. But sometimes I do, which sucks. And that's because if I'm playing against someone else, the majority of the time they have a worse connection than me. So I can be sending my packets faster to the host, and the host can be sending it to the other player with a slower connection. But if that person has a really slow connection, it takes longer for them to receive than it is to send their actions. So that's where this confusion and lag comes into place. And it really sucks. So when I'm sending my packets, I should be killing people in 3 or 4 bullets. But if they have a slower connection or nowhere near as good as mine, it's going to take them longer time to receive the actions from the host, from me, and so forth. So that's where a big problem comes into place. And I hope I'm explaining this properly to you guys. I know it's kind of weird, but I'm trying to break it down as easy as possible. So my connection is 50 up, 10 down, which is like the top 98% of the United States where I live. So most times people are going to have a slower connection than me. Even though there's 300, 400, 500,000 Call of Duty players, not all of them are going to have that same connection as me, and they're not going to be right next to me as well. They're going to be miles away. So it's going to take longer time to receive and send those packets, especially if their connection is a lot slower than mine. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And that's where the curved bullets come in, getting a bunch of hit markers, and that is completely annoying. So the first step in making this better for you is knowing about NAT type. So everyone thinks it's good to have open NAT type. Open NAT type connects to all 3 NAT types, which is strict, moderate, and other open. So most people have open, but it's probably like 75%, 80% have open. A lot of people do have moderate, and some people do have strict. So you'd be surprised when you have that open NAT type, how many people you connect to that have a strict NAT type that are in your game. So people who have strict NAT types are going to have crappy internet connection. So you're going to run into this situation a lot more than you want to in a game. And it's going to happen at the worst time when you're on a streak and you're about to get your load star or something. You're going to run into that person with a strict NAT type and just going to go all to hell because the connections are completely messed up. So what I've done that I've found to be the best and like I said, this isn't a magic potion, but it will definitely help you overall, is switching your connection to a moderate type. Moderate types only can connect to other moderate types and other open types. So those are the better connections, and it completely knocks out all of the strict type nats. So you won't even be joining games with them at all. And that's just part of it. You want to have that moderate type nat. But if you guys remember when the game first came out, Woody's Gamertag made a video that kind of said, oh, change your search preference to best. It'll help you in the game. It'll make things fair. When you shoot people, they're supposed to die. When they shoot you, you're supposed to die. But we ended up trying it out. A lot of you guys did. And it just made things worse. Especially since not everyone has the best internet connection. That's meant for people with a really good internet connection. So, since I've changed mine to the moderate nat type, I've put my search preferences to best only. And it's definitely been great. So, I'm not saying every one of you guys after doing this video should go to best search preferences, because if you don't have the best internet, you shouldn't be doing that. So I normally suggest it to people with fiber optic internet or cable internet because they're typically better. But an easy way to decide if you should go to it is doing a speed test. Speedtest.net. If you don't have a minimum 3 megabyte upload and a solid 50 millisecond ping or less when you do the test, don't change it to best. Keep it on normal. This will still help you. I guarantee it. So don't go to best if you're not supposed to be on best. And another sign is if you go to best and you have a 3-bar connection and everyone's else 4-bar, that's a sign right off the bat that you shouldn't be in those games anyway. So remember that. That's another step. So before I go into how to changing your nat type to moderate, I want to talk about 3 things in the Tmartn video. I hope you guys seen it already. It'll be linked on the screen if you haven't. That the guy said would make your connection and your gun skill better, but it's not going to. So the first one said be host. So if you guys remember in Modern Warfare 3, when you were host, it sucked. And how many of you have been host in Black Ops 2 and still got fucked over? So the reason why he says host should be better is because there's one less connection to send it through. Like I told you earlier, you send it to the host, to the person you're shooting at, back to the host, back to you. So it's a lot of steps, and it's real intricate. But when you're host, there's less places you send it, which is true. And you would think it would give you an added benefit. But if that guy still has a bad connection, and it's slow and can't keep up with you, it's still going to get you screwed over. It's not going to do that big of a benefit. So I wanted to show you guys a clip from Thunder, 402 Thunder, 402, where he showed a clip of him being host, and he still got screwed over. So check out the clip right quick. So this is an example of the fuckery I still talk about that can happen to you. No matter if you're host, it's not going to put you at a big advantage. He got him one shot from being dead. And even while host, he still got taken out and the host migrated. So the host thing really isn't a benefit where you want to keep it. Because most people who want to be host aren't going to have a good enough internet connection to do it. It's a lot easier to change your nat type to moderate than to get a good enough connection to be host. I told you, I have a 50 down, 10 up. And that's a really good connection. I have low ping, but I still don't get host too often at all. So it's not a good option to say, hey, just try and be host. That's not going to fix things for you. The next one they kind of blamed with the ISP, your router, or your modem, which definitely can happen, but it's more rare than that being the issue. And that's kind of what I felt he was just blaming it on. Oh, you probably have a bad modem or router, which isn't the case. People nowadays aren't using dial-up still. You know, everyone has DSL at least, cable, fiber optic. So if you had a bad ISP or modem, you would know when you're just on the internet, it wouldn't be reliable at all. Your connection would go out whenever you're playing. And that's not going to be the case. So I mark that off as another bullshit excuse from a Treyarch developer. And the last one that I found to be bullshit was the theater. He said, turn off theater, it's going to help your connection. Well, does anyone know how to turn off theater in Black Ops 2? I tried looking. I don't know how. I knew how to do it in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I mean, Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3, but I don't know how to turn off in Black Ops 2. And I saw a bunch of comments on Tmartn's video saying, hey, how do you turn it off? Tell me, someone tell me. I haven't seen an answer how to do it yet. So I could be wrong on this part, but I haven't seen how to turn it off. And this was just like strike 3 for me, where if he got this wrong, I shouldn't even be believing this developer anyway. Because theater mode, we all know, is completely screwed up anyway, because that supposedly says what it shows what you do when the host records the game. Theater mode is based off what the host sees through all the communication back and forth, back and forth. If you guys go and watch a theater gameplay of your last gameplay, how crazy does it look? Does it look like you're shooting at people? Do you move all weird? It's not. That kind of shows you right there how bad the networking is in Black Ops 2, because the theater shows something that's nowhere even near what happened most times. So that was strike 3 for me on this developer. And I don't want to take shots at him or anything, but I just felt it was kind of like lying to all the people who watch Tmartn's videos, because he has 1 million subscribers. Probably 200,000-300,000 will see that video, and they're people who like to play Call of Duty, and they're going to be tricked into thinking, oh, it's not something Treyarch could have done better. Because every game before Black Ops 1 didn't have this issue. It was based on connection, so if you had a bad connection, you weren't going to do too well unless you played it really smart. If you had a good connection, it would play like you had a good connection, not this weird mix of you getting messed up by people with slower connections. The stronger connection would prevail in those games, but not anymore. Okay, now that rant is over, let's get into how to change your NAT type from open to moderate. So for Xbox people, unfortunately, there's not a setting in the connection settings to change it, but if you have a decent router, not your modem, router, there will be a preference for you to change it. So I'll show you guys in my router how I changed my NAT type. So in my router, mine to get to it is 192.168.0.1. You'll have to find out what yours is, but you just need to find Universal Plug and Play, which is that arrow. So in mine, it's under Administration and then the Management tab. It's normally selected to enable. I put mine on disable. This will make your NAT type moderate. And remember, along with that, you can't be forwarding your ports. So disable all your port forwarding if you are, and make sure the Universal Plug and Play is disabled. And for the PS3 people, if you don't have a router, I'll show you guys how to do it in your internet connection settings, because I have it in both, and I don't know if you need to have it in both to have it, but just to be sure, you want to have it in both. So on the PS3, you go to Settings, Network Setting, Internet Connection Settings, and just scroll over however you have it set up until you see where it says UPnP, which is Universal Plug and Play, which is right there. Make sure it's on disable. Alright guys, so this was a 20-minute video. I know it was long, but it was definitely worth it. So please, if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a like. It does help me a lot. I want to get this video at least 2,000 views. Tmartn's video has like over 100,000, so that's like 2%. So BatGang, share it around with your friends. Make sure people see this, because it's really important. Leave your comments below. I'll try and answer as many as I can on if you need help or just troubleshooting, something like that. Just remember, you're not superhuman. You're not going to be Batman. Batman's the best ever. But you're not going to be Batman because of this. It's the coding with the game that's messed up. Remember, the broken cameras, this lag, it just combines to make a complete fuckery. Hopefully next gen consoles will be better. Um, and we might as well hope, right? So that's this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There'll be a new commentary tomorrow. Patch notes came out today, so I'm gonna make a cool video on something about patch notes. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please share it around. Give me a like. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it around. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Deuces.